Oh, man, this is going to throw off everything. I'm not used to starting at this point. I also, oh my gosh, I've been playing a ton of Fortnite. This aim feels so slow. My aim on Fortnite's terrible. If you've seen the live streams, you've seen some terribleness. And I do apologize for that. But at the same time, I don't. Because I know I'm going to be terrible at Fortnite. I don't play PC shooters. But I try my best. And you know what? It's the adversity and overcoming that adversity which makes someone good at something. I always think about, so I'm trying to learn to do keepy uppers. Trying to learn to do keepy uppies a little bit better because ball control. And I was thinking about how, Messi wasn't born and just able to do keepy uppies, was he? Ronaldo couldn't do rainbow flicks out of the womb. He wasn't rainbow flicking his mother's placenta. Oh, and speaking of placenta, if you guys do enjoy these videos, these podcasts, go ahead and drop a like. I know it's early on. I know that this could still be a terrible podcast. I could say drop a like and I could just abandon ship. But if you guys, it doesn't mean a lot to see the likes. The last podcast didn't do great in terms of numbers. And I felt like it was a good podcast. And I don't care only about the numbers, but I do care about numbers. Numbers matter. I mean, if you're doing something, I'm doing it for you guys. But then if it's also like, oh, well, it seems like they don't like it, it just sucks. Anyway, what is on tap for today's agenda? You can't see my face cam because I don't like turning it on for podcasts, but I wrote on my computer a small Word document. And the first thing is getting into football/soccer. Because if you don't know, you probably don't. I didn't play football, soccer growing up. Ever. I played baseball. Since I was 3. So I played baseball my whole life. I played baseball in high school for the high school team. I played football, as in American football, my 7th grade year for the worst team in the conference. We did not win a game for 3 years. When we finally did win a game, the football players, I wasn't on the team, the football players got a standing ovation for winning one game. What? We were just on this map. Why am I joining a game in the middle again? Whatever. All right, so I don't want to get hung up on the American football portion, but I thought this was funny. When I was in 7th grade, that I played 1 year, and the position I played was defensive end, which I don't know if you guys know what position that is, but it's like the person who tries to sack the quarterback, like on the offensive defensive line. And usually these are like giant muscular dudes, like in the NFL you'd probably be like 6'4", 238 pounds. You're huge. And I know I was only in 7th grade, so you're not gonna be that tall. I just got a triple kill. Call my mom. But still, you'd expect someone to be bigger. If I told you my height and weight, you probably wouldn't believe me. I think I was about 5'4", 120 pounds, maybe 115 pounds. That's how bad we were. I was the starting defensive end, and we were terrible. And then it was funny because my coach was one day subbing for my German class, and this was in the off season, and I was wearing a shirt with a baseball on it, and he saw that he asked me if I played baseball, and I said, yeah, I do. I'm a pitcher. And he goes, oh, you want to try out for quarterback next year? And in my head, I was like, I will die. I will die. Our quarterback that year had broken his collarbone from just getting tackled because our offensive line was that bad. So needless to say, I did not try out for the football team the following year. But talking about soccer football. I remember in 2006 during the World Cup, it might have even been 2002. I distinctly remember eating at a Japanese restaurant, and we were watching a Mexican game, and I just said to someone, I want to play soccer just so I can play in the World Cup, because we never got to see soccer matches here in the United States, because like there's no channel that really played it. I think maybe ESPN might have, but not when I never found it. I like didn't see a game, and whenever I did find one, I was always like, oh my gosh, I don't know any of these players. Because no one talks about them. And I didn't have any soccer games to play. I never played FIFA. But then I really started getting into it once NBC Sports, which had amazing coverage. Note had past tense. It doesn't anymore. I think that was 2013, the fall. And since then, I've just watched like not every Premier League game, but I've watched a lot of Premier League games. And it used to be so you could watch almost any single game you wanted. For the 10 a.m. kickoff here on the Eastern Coast for like the 3 p.m. games. And they had it so there was one featured match which would be on like cable television, but then if you have the additional channels, you could watch almost anything, which was great. Because I would always choose a Tottenham game or someone like the best game, what seemed like the most interesting. But now it's changed so that they only have one game that you can watch. I think you can go online, you can watch anything you want, which is okay, but still, their coverage was a lot better before. So since that point, I really started watching a lot of games. And then the reason I support Dortmund as my main team is because in the 2013, what is it called? Champions League. I almost said Foot Champs. In the Champions League when they were playing Bayern, I knew from my German classes that I didn't like Bayern. Because we would always talk about, the teacher would always be like, oh, you're Bayern, you're like the Yankees, essentially. You just buy all the players. And I said, I am a Red Sox fan. I don't like the Yankees. So I just cheered for whoever was against them. And I liked how they kept featuring how the yellow wall was really cool. And I always like having big fan support, so that's why I just chose Dortmund. Oh, and I also I also liked Marco Reus a lot because there's a picture of him next to a llama, and he looked like the llama. So that's why Marco Reus is my favorite player, because he resembles a llama. So yeah, that's my first thing. Let's look at what else did I want? Oh, I have to enter my password. What did I want to talk about? So since that point, I've really got into football. Oh yeah, now I want to talk about getting into FIFA, because that's how what this channel is about. Football FIFA. The first FIFA game I got was FIFA 10, I think, but I got it in like 2013 or 2012 because I didn't know much about FIFA. I knew that I'd played it in the past and I thought it was fun. So I just bought it used for like $10 on Amazon, or actually probably eBay. And I would play it with friends and it was really fun, but I wasn't very good. And we didn't have online. And I'm pretty sure on that one, it might have been FIFA 10 or FIFA 11, you actually had to pay like $4 just to unlock Ultimate Team. And for someone in 8th grade, it was like $5. Like, why do I have to pay to unlock a mode? I didn't really want to play it. I always just played pro clubs with my friends, which was actually fun. It was really fun, but I was really bad at that game. So then that was the first FIFA I owned and played a lot. And then I started watching, when I got into football, real life football, I wanted to play FIFA. So that was FIFA, it would have been FIFA 14. And I watched a lot of like Mini Minters, Your Ultimate Team. I watched Spencer FC's, he was actually the FIFA player at that time. And I watched his whole series, but I like fell asleep. This is what I would do. I would stay in my room and I would watch a whole series and I would just fall asleep and I would listen to it. And I don't know why, like I still do that sometimes. I like to watch YouTube videos, but I fall asleep listening to them and the series just keeps going on. And I just thought that was so cool. And I wish those days were back. Like that's what I really wanted to do with my FIFA series. But you just like, I know that I still have to grow. I can't just do a series and then that's it. I know you guys you're going to tell me I can, which I know I can, but like I was doing Bronze to Glory for 2 years. Like, I was putting a lot of effort into those videos. Probably like 3 to 4 hours trying to do every day. And I was looking at my views the other day, and those videos would get like 200 views or 150 views. And now I just poop out a player review. I make a couple dad jokes. If I do it on a Wednesday, it's like I could get 10,000 views. And if I hope to actually make it, here's the plan. I hope to do enough of these player reviews to get a solid enough following that when I do make another cool Road to Glory, I have enough people to watch it. Like, I'm not even talking about like a million people. I'm just talking about like maybe 20,000 people. I don't know. Enough that I can actually get some money. But anyway, talking about FIFA, then talking about YouTube. So when I got my PS4 in 2014 when I was it 2014? Yeah, 2014 Christmas. Because my first semester of college, I didn't have FIFA. So I actually made YouTube videos of me singing or recording covers, which you can find on my second channel, Extra Long Transaction. And so that was nice because I actually didn't play any video games that entire semester. And I always played video games, so it was just kind of like a change of pace, I guess. But then I finally got... Where's the guy? There's a guy here, okay. I finally got the PS4 for Christmas. I'm really confused. Why does it keep saying contested? And then I immediately got FIFA 15, which I thought was really fun. I remember when I first got it, I took Freddie Montero, I believe. Was it Freddie Montero? No, it was Teo Gutierrez. I took Teo Gutierrez, and I would just bang long shots, and you could, for some reason, hit them from like 45 yards out. And so on the first day, like the first night, I played it for 4 hours straight. And I was just hitting long shots with Teo Gutierrez. I thought, this is the most fun game I've ever played in my entire life. And it's nice before you know, like now, if I play, I know all the ins and outs. And it's like, well, I'll probably do that again. But when you first get something, the novelty about it, it just makes it really fun and it creates good memories. You know what's actually hilarious about Carrington? I remember, I think I was 8 years old. I must have been. I think I was in the 3rd grade, and I was playing Call of Duty. I don't know what it was, Call of Duty 2 or something. And I was playing on Carrington. I was trying to snipe someone. No, yeah. And then my dad walked in, and he didn't know I was playing this game because I had just taken it from my brother who was older than me. And one of my teammates was in front of me, and my dad goes, "Are you going to shoot him?" I said, "No, he's on my team." And my dad's like, "Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to be playing this game." Because it's just an 8-year-old playing Call of Duty. So that's funny about Carrington. But anyway, what were you talking about? We were talking about, FIFA 15, banging long shots, Teo Gutierrez. Whole lot of fun. And to be honest, I don't know. I know the Sidemen stopped posting FIFA videos. And I don't know if it's really because the gameplay is that much worse in FIFA. I personally think it's worse, but I also think that's because they try to make it less arcadey and more competitive to cater to the competitive side of it, even though I still don't think it's a very good competitive game. But I feel like there's also just a part of they've been playing this game relentlessly for 4 or 5 years, so of course you're going to get bored of something. I think I made this analogy earlier, but like if you're chewing a piece of gum, you can add extra pieces of gum to make it taste better, but it's not gonna you can't just keep doing that forever. You're gonna eventually get bored of that flavor of gum. You'll want something different. I sound like the Swansea manager. I'm making analogies randomly. That's what I like to think, though. Analogies make the world go round. So, yeah, I guess we'll continue this YouTube story. FIFA 15, I posted on December 20-something. It might have been like December 21st, 2014, via the YouTube or via the PS4 share, because I knew I got the PS4 and I was like, I kind of want to make YouTube videos. I don't really know how I'm going to, but I kind of want to. And I posted like a glitch, and then I knew that there was a whole outrage scene on FIFA, so I titled it "Fix Your Game, EA," even though I had been playing for like 2 days, and that was the first kind of it was actually a pretty big glitch. I couldn't finish the game, but it wasn't like the end of the world or anything. But I just wanted to be like, hey guys, yeah, I hate EA too. Those bastards. Anyway, I didn't post a actual video until like August of 2015, and you know, this I could actually not even be here in terms of FIFA. In terms of YouTube, I might just be posting music videos still in an alternate universe, because the way I got this was I would always check Craigslist, which, if you don't know what Craigslist is, people post, I'm pretty sure everyone knows what Craigslist is, but they'll post something they want to sell, and usually you can get it used for a cheaper price. So I knew that I was looking for an Elgato because I wanted to make game captures. Jeez, that aim. I wanted to record my gameplay and make videos. Can we kill him? Thank you. And I found a really cheap one because I didn't have any money. I was a poor college student. Still a poor, no longer college student, poor college graduate. And I found one for $50. It was the old Elgato. And this is funny because this Elgato just now broke. So it actually served me really well. And so I found the post. I think originally it said something like 75, but I always like to haggle. So I'm like, hey, can I get it for 50? And they said, sure. But then I had to drive super far, like maybe 30 or 45 minutes out of the way. We met in a Walmart parking lot, and I brought my family. I had some people with me because they wanted to go shopping or something like that. So we were gonna meet up at 4:30 p.m. or something, and so I get there at 4:25, and then 4:30 comes along. He's not there. It's not a huge deal. 4:35 comes. I'm like, where is he? Then 4:45 comes. He's still not there. I text him. I say, hey, are you still coming? And then he says something like, yeah, we're on the way, and we'll be there at like 5. And then 5 o'clock comes and he's still not there, and I'm like, all right, this is stupid. So I'm about to leave, and then for some reason I'm like, no, I'm just gonna wait 5 more minutes. And then he finally comes, 5:05, and it's like this 14-year-old kid or like 15-year-old kind of nerdy gamer kid, and then his mom's there. And as we're doing the deal, his mom goes, she was really southern. She turns to me, goes, "Are you a gamer too?" And I just thought, oh my gosh, what am I doing? And then I got home. I used the Elgato. I couldn't figure out how to make it work. I was using it on my MacBook Air, which, like, the MacBook Air it's a good computer, and I'm kind of lucky to have it, but you're not really supposed to make videos, edit videos on that. And it's not a game capture thing. It's not like the most powerful thing. And that's what I used for the way I made videos stayed pretty much the same up until about, actually, I'd say like 7 months ago, when I built this computer and it made things a lot easier. But I would record it. I would use the microphone. Actually, no. Okay, first I would use the camera, like just a really bad handheld camera, to get the face cam. And then for the mic, because I would do like music stuff, in doing the music stuff, because I would record myself. I actually had good microphones, and I knew how to record through that. Like, I knew how to use a USB audio interface, so that was pretty lucky because I would have pretty decent audio quality for someone just starting. And then that would be recorded in GarageBand. Actually, no, when I first started, I recorded it straight through the Elgato, which was really bad, like terrible audio quality. And then I would record the Elgato, would record the game capture, and then I'd sync it all up in iMovie. And, well, I say sync it up. When I first started, I never did it. And I look back at the videos, and like it's just not in sync at all. And I'm like, how did people watch this? And eventually, I realized that my volume wasn't loud enough, and you would have to turn the volume way up. So I thought that you're just supposed to like turn it up all the way. So then I ended up over compressing it, which just makes the audio quality terrible. So that was a thing for a while. And it's just funny thinking back to all those stupid mistakes. Like I watch a video now and I'm like, this is just terrible quality. But people still watched it. And this, I don't want to go through my whole thing about my YouTube story, but I will say, I know some people watching this want to get into YouTube, and I just say go for it. I mean, you're going to make mistakes. Everyone's going to make mistakes when you do something for the first time. And people, it's kind of brutal on YouTube, I'm going to be honest, because people will say, like, oh, this is complete crap when you first start messing up. And you know what you say to them? You just say nothing. Or you say, okay, why is it crap? Tell me why. Can you tell me? I know it's crap. Just help me make it not crap. And most of the time they're going to tell you to piss off, or they'll just be rude. But you can still, you'll get some people who will be like, hey, audio quality wasn't clear enough. Maybe move the mic closer. Or stop eating your mic, put it back, or something like that. And eventually you'll get better. If you watch other YouTube videos, you'll get better. You can watch tutorials. There are a ton of tutorials out now. It's good to learn. Like now I have knowledge on Premiere Pro and iMovie, and that's actually pretty useful. More useful than my college degree. But like I could possibly get a job with that. And it's kind of cool to think that this little hobby that I've been doing for 3 years, it's starting to go places, I think. I hope it is. But I don't know. It's still got a long ways to go if I hope to make this a full-time thing. But getting back to like advice for you guys, just plug away. This is what I wanted to say. If you have an idea, like when I started, I had the idea already before I even bought the Elgato about 200 below. And that series idea is a really good idea. And people liked it, even though the audio quality, and despite the terrible audio quality, and despite the like just bad video editing, I would use the same music all in the background the whole time. Despite all that, because the idea was pretty good, people still watched it. If you watch old PewDiePie videos from like 2012, those videos were getting really good views. And he had nice editing and all that, but he didn't use like a high quality mic. It's not about the equipment that you have really. It's about just the idea and then execution. Like if you can edit somewhat, and if you have a good idea about what you want to do and you can put it together, then it's actually going to make a difference. That's what I like. Well, that's what I don't like about Jake Paul's stuff. His videos like don't have substance to them. But then people get blinded by the fact that there's high production value, there's high quality in the videos. They do like loud things. There are quick edits, there are montages that the editor does, but there's no substance behind it. It's just random yelling and loud noises. Now compare that to a PewDiePie video from now. I actually like PewDiePie. I think he's really diverse with his content. He does good satire, and there's actually something in there in some of these videos. Now, some of the times he's just yelling, and it's annoying, but a lot of the time he actually has something interesting to say. Okay, anyway, I think that's going to do it for this one. Thank you guys for joining. If you have any suggestions as to what kind of other videos I should make, or what other topics, for one of these, let me know down below. Your appreciation is felt. Very much so. That's such a weird way to end this. Thank you guys, and I'll catch you later. Don't forget to spay your pets.